Welcome to this week's edition of It is Chaile Time, our conference, the Brace for Impact Harmony People Network conference is on us on the 5th and the 6th of August, and we are slowly or very quickly building up momentum to the conference. And this week we have a interview with a very special guest of ours, our all energetic, all passionate, the wonderful MC Vanessa Botha. Okay, good morning and welcome, Vanessa. What an absolute honor and privilege and all the good vibes to have you with us on this podcast this morning in It is Chaile Time. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Toby, for inviting me to this podcast. I'm currently sitting in Scheme PhD in Zambezi. I brought my daughter to get her hair braided for her hockey camp that's starting in a few hours. And they were so kind to accommodate me, to put me in one of their rooms, gave me a mango mocktail. So I am ready for chatting to you and everyone listening here today.
Vanessa, you were the MC at the Harmony People Network conference last year. This year is going to be bigger and better. But I want to know from you, who is Vanessa Botha? Last year we saw the energy, the passion, the fun, the vibes. But we want to get to know who, on a bit more personal level for us, for starters, who is Vanessa Botha?
That is a great question, Tui. Thank you for your question. Vanessa Botha now that is the scripted Vanessa Botha. As we're doing unscripted today, I'm just talking off the cuff. And yes, last year was absolutely amazing. I was so privileged to be a part of that conference, and I am absolutely stunned to be invited back as the MC for this year. And I can't wait to see what is going to come out of it, because people's lives are changed at these conferences. Now, Vanessa Botha, who am I? I'm an energetic person. I absolutely love life. I love my children, my husband, and I enjoy collecting people's stories just to know what they are about, who they are. And whenever someone comes to me for a consultation, for an event, when they arrive, sometimes they've got so much baggage on their back or things are happening in their life. And it's my mission and my passion and my purpose to let them walk away with a little bit of my energy, with hope, with confidence, just to know, you know what, you're okay. You can do this. Whatever life throws at you, you can do it. Because I've been through a lot of challenges in life myself. And like I've spoken to you about, it just makes you wonder about what life is really about and not to sweat the small stuff. Yes, does it influence me? Yes, it definitely does. But then I just go back and in my quiet time and realize, what is really important? What's the bigger picture? Where do you want to be in 5 years' time? And I believe to invest in your mental wellness and your physical wellness. I was actually on my way to the gym. That's why, peoples, I am in my gym clothes and minimal makeup, but to invest in your education. And that is why I absolutely love conferences. And the Effectus Harmony conference last year impacted my life a lot. And this year, I think it's even going to build on top of that. So I look forward to that too.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Well, now listen, Vanessa, I want to put you on the spot here a bit. And I'm sure everyone who was at the conference last year, who got to meet Vanessa Botha, I'm sure the first word that popped into their mind was, wow. So there's two things that stands out. Energy, and you mentioned that quickly just now, and personality. But where did that personality come from?
I am so glad you asked that. So a lot of people meet me for the first time and they think I've always been like this. And every time they are shocked to find out, no, I wasn't. I grew up in a dynamic family. I went through a lot of abuse as a young child. My mom and dad, we were an average family. We just had enough. Sometimes we just had bread in the house. And my parents were very hardworking people. So we barely saw them. And after school, I went overseas to au pair and find out about the world. And that was quite scary. But when I got back, I started in the banking industry. And I started working and I did what I had to do until I could do what I wanted to do. And I invested in myself. I absolutely believe that there are books out there, that there are courses out there that can improve you as an individual. And everything I know and am, it comes from experiences, from other interactions I've had with people. And whenever I have a conversation with someone, it changes me. It inspires me to be a better person, to go out there. And because the world is tough, things are tough, life is tough, the economy is tough, health. We all face health challenges, or our loved ones face health challenges. So I wake up in the morning and I decide, listen, what if this is my last day? And I think the pivotal point in my life was when my father passed away. Oh, I get emotional every time I talk about it. When my daughter was 6 weeks old. And he didn't wake up that January of 2015 and realize it was his last 6 months on earth. He passed away on the 18th of July. Yeah. What if December is my last year? What if I've only got 6 months left to live? What if I've only got today? What if some people say it's a morbid question, but to me that's inspiration. Because when I look at my daughter, I absolutely love to irritate her and to be funny and to laugh and to irritate her and just to have fun and make her laugh. Because what if today's the last day? You never know, because today's a gift. So that is how I approach life.
Vanessa, you are saying, what if today is the last day? There's something I want to venture a little bit more deeper with you, and it may touch a nerve. There's something I know about you. Are you ready? You told me a story once of that you were involved in an almost plane crash. Talk to us about it.
So yes, that happened a few years ago. My father-in-law turned 70 and it was absolutely stunning. I mean, when you go on a holiday, he rented one of those overseas big houses at the wilderness. We had a beautiful week. It was an open plan kitchen. We literally felt like we had the whole house. It was like a suite. And that week, you think, okay, cool, this is not a holiday. We're going to go back to work. We're just going to continue with life. And when we got on the plane, we didn't realize what was going to happen in an hour's time. So what happened is my son was on my left, my daughter was on my right, my husband and my mother-in-law and father-in-law. Everyone that was really close to my heart was there. And as we were approaching the airport, the pilot said, air hostesses, come to the cabin now. And they ran to the front. And I think that was the first time they ever got scared, because everybody started to shh, like in the movies. Something's happening. And the next moment, the captain came on and he said, ladies and gentlemen, our landing gear has failed and our backup landing gear has failed as well. We need to brace for impact. Please pay attention to the safety procedure. It hit me like cold water. I didn't realize, what? This only happens in movies. This only happens in that 3 seconds before a plane crash. And while the air hostess was standing there, shaking, while explaining the safety procedures again to us, we could feel the air thickening with fear. And when she did the thing of the oxygen mask, where they say, put on the oxygen mask on yourself first before assisting others, it was like the floodgates in my eyes just opened, and I wasn't shaking, but the tears were just rolling down my face, because I thought to myself, what if I survive and they don't? What if they survive and I don't? What if I survive and I don't have legs? Or I don't have arms? Or what if? And all these scenarios played in my mind. And my son was to my left. And I mean, this was about 4 years ago. And he was like, Mommy, what's going on? And I said to him, don't worry, we're going to play a game. Like in that movie, I think it's The Pianist, where the guy hid his son in the concentration camps. And I said, we're going to play a game, and we're going to brace, and we're going to do these moves and whatever. And I immediately realized, ek moet nou insluk, because I can't afford my son to have a horrible post-traumatic stress disorder due to this plane incident, because we didn't know what's going to happen. My daughter luckily was asleep. So as we were approaching the airport, now we've got the thing, and I thought to myself, in that moment where they say, assist, put the oxygen mask on yourself first before assisting others. How many people out there, even you that are watching it today, are helping your partner, your kids, your business, whoever else, the church for that matter, everyone else you put first? Did you know you can give them oxygen, but you can't help others while you are busy dying? So I had to make a conscious decision. When the oxygen masks fell, I had to put on the oxygen mask self, my first, and then on my children. And as a parent, you never want to go through that experience, because it made you realize, listen, you need to survive first. You need to look after yourself first. Now, as we were approaching the strip, the air hostesses, I'll say this very quietly because the earphones are on, but while we were bracing for impact, they were like, and those, I think it was 10 minutes that they were shouting that.
Brace.
Brace, yes, brace for impact. And as we were sitting on the plane, as we were approaching the runway, we saw the fire engines driving next to us, and the trucks and the ambulances already standing next to the strip, because they didn't know. Obviously, they want to be behind the plane. So if the plane turns and rolls and whatever, they are there. So they had the full emergency crew on there. And as we touched down, so eventually we touched down. So I left that part out last time. Someone put up their hand and like, did you land? I'm like, yeah, I'm still here. And everyone survived. But while we were looking out the window, we were so happy. People cried of fear, happiness. And the captain came on and he said, ladies and gentlemen, the communication to the backup landing gear failed. So our landing gear did come up, but we did not know. And that was sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And we just have to be in the moment, make the best of it. And then a few days later, I was still in shock. I decided, listen, I always wanted to learn how to sing, how to play the piano, and how to dance. And a few days later, I booked myself into a dance studio, and I started dancing ballroom, Latin, and ballroom and Latin. And I did that for 2 years. And now I'm going on to the next thing, which is the singing, and then everything like that. So give yourself an opportunity as a parent, as a business owner, as a partner, to book time for yourself as well, because that's when you find your essence and your energy. Because a lot of my clients, I ask them, before you became a business owner, before you became a husband or a wife, what were you doing? What are your hobbies? And some of the people just can't remember. So I have to go dig deep to find that child inside of them to actually just start living again.
Tell me quickly, that evening when you got in bed, all the lights are out, it's quiet. The emotion of that experience must have been overwhelming. Did you sleep?
I did not. I took out my diary, which is a very good thing. I basically started writing. I went into prayer and I said, thank you, God, for for the day, for the experience, because even like Job, even in his worst moments, he was praising God for everything that he's given to me. So I was praising him and I was saying, thank you for the experience. Thank you for the learning. What now? Where do we go from here? And I just started writing and writing and writing and praying and crying and drinking tea. And yes, I didn't sleep that evening. Luckily, I had the day off the next day to also catch up on some sleep. But it's very important at the end of any day and every day to jot down 3 things that went well in your day and 1 thing that was challenging that you overcame. Because a lot of people suffer from insomnia or stress, and then they think they have to write down their to-do list. And that day or that evening, something came up and it said to me, rather jot down the things that you did get done today. How many people's lives did you touch today? Not the 70 people that you couldn't get to today, but maybe there were 3 people that you spoke today. What was the message? What when they walked away from you? How did they feel? Did you say encouraging words? Focus on the things that you did do, not always on the things that you didn't do, and you'll also sleep better.
Vanessa, I'm happy that you're still alive. You're still with us. The world would have been a bit more emptier without you, especially you. So, okay, look, you are not only an MC, you're actually a business owner. Your business name is Journey to Health. What is Journey to Health all about?
Journey to Health basically started at school. I had health problems. I was skinny. I had eczema. I was constantly in the bathroom with my fingers in my stomach with stomach cramps, and I couldn't understand. And my mom used to say, we all ate the same things. Why are you different? And she could never find a way to find out what was wrong with me. So I just went through school. After school, I went overseas. And that's where my business basically was born, through struggles, through adversity. I went au pairing. It was a very difficult experience for me. And I fell victim to emotional eating. And I gained almost 20 kilograms within 3 months. My skin tore open. I didn't know about nutrition. Because when you live in your parents' house, you just eat what they give you. And when I got back, my doctor said to me, Vanessa, you are 19 years old. You have high cholesterol, high blood pressure. You're pre-diabetic. If I put you on chronic meds now, you're not going to have a quality life. And even when as far as say, you're not going to see 30. And that scared the living wax out of me. And that's when my journey started to get back to health, or get to health, journey to health. I was never healthy. And obviously now I was not skinny, I was obese. And I started researching everything to be from eating cotton wool, eating broeklax, drinking Pedroca, bulimia, throwing up with your food afterwards. So that was quite a horrible year for me that year, because nothing worked, nothing was sustainable. And in my journey, I qualified as a group instructor, because I decided, as a person that was just an au pair for a Jewish family, the gym is going to pay me. I'm not going to pay the gym. So I qualified as a group instructor. And in that journey, I met phenomenal people, which really guided me and told me the healthier ways. And then I enrolled for my first nutritional diploma, because they said to me, stop Googling everything. Go and do a proper diploma. So at the age of, it was 1920, I did a full-on nutrition diploma, and I could understand what is fat, how is fat formed, how does your body interact with things, why does it respond to things? And then I started consulting with 4 other people. So at the age of 21, I was so sexy. I had my six-pack back. I felt amazing. And then my company, Journey to Health, started part-time, because I've got so much information. And I mean, the same with you, Toby. You've got so much knowledge. And what are you going to do about it, with it? You need to share it with people. You need to impact others' lives. There's a reason why we are sent on a certain path or a certain journey in our life. Not to just keep it for ourselves,
but if I can,
to impact. And that is where it starts.
If I can come in there. So what does Journey to Health do? What services do you provide to the public?
Okay, I'm so glad to ask.
Okay, you know what? Let me tell you quickly.
Okay.
I'm a client of I'm a client of yours, and if people ask me what Vanessa does, she makes sure that the ninjas in your life don't fight, but are actually shaking hands and have a cappuccino together. What is that about?
Love it. You said to me the other day, I've got a very unique way of describing things.
Just for our audience sake, if you become a client of Vanessa, everything you do well, she's going to give you like a sticker, like when you were in grade 1, that little star sticker you get, and she pastes it all over your face and your arms and your hands. You look like a little AI robot when you walk out there.
Yeah. I've actually got clients that are CEOs of big corporations and own so many companies. And one specific person that you're talking about now, he has multiple accounting firms. And whenever I place the stickers on his hand, he keeps it on until he gets to the office. Because the people in the office, when he walks in, they ask him, so how many stars did you get today? What was your reward today? And he shows it to them. Every one of us has got a little kid inside, and we need to reward and celebrate the small wins. So that's one of the principles I apply in my practice.
I interrupted you. I still want to know what the ninjas are about. I know what the ninjas are about, but the audience don't know what the ninjas are about.
So the ninjas. So you've got your antibodies, which I call your white ninjas. So they're your white blood cells. And they are constantly looking for inflammation, for things that are not supposed to be there. So food actually either causes inflammation or it brings inflammation down. And different people, some people are allergic to peanuts, others are not. Now, I've got a test in my studio, which is an inflammation test, intolerance test. So it tells you the level. It's not the same as the allergy test that kills you, that the doctors do. This comes from overseas. And what it does is I take a few drops of your blood and I put it into this little unit. And it shows me if it's really a really dark line. The allergens is the black ninjas. So they go into a room and they have a fight. If the fight was very bloody and the windows are painted black with blood, you know that your body absolutely hates that food. And for some people, it's tomatoes. For some people, it is milk. Some it's meat. Some it's chicken. I mean, I've got a lady, I showed her the test and she said, I didn't even tell you, but I've got celiac disease. So it actually shows me and you what your body does not like. And then it actually brings your body in an unbalanced situation. And then we get sick. We retain fat, we retain water, we can't sleep, we're constantly irritable, we can't absorb our food. So once you know and you want to avoid the black ninjas, the allergens, then you have a better chance of having a longer life, having more energy, being crazy, taking on new things, taking on new clients, and irritating your little ones until they can't take it anymore.
Yeah, look, I'm still drinking my water. You've taught me to drink water before I met you. I hardly drank any water. Now I drink 3 liters of water every single day. I know I'm supposed to drink roughly about 4, but I can't get there yet. But I'm doing my 3-liter water per day plus my coffee keys. What you asking?
So while you're talking about water, so many health issues can be resolved with, I think this is 1 liter. So yeah, it is 1 liter. So many issues can be resolved with water. And then one thing that I also do is I help people find systems on how to implement things gradually. Because if you go full out with something, you get exhausted and then you leave it. So that's very important. That's one thing that I teach my clients because I'm an international accredited nutritionist. But I also help people with mental wellness, with so many other things because we are emotional beings. We move. Emotion means to move. And I also help them to move into the right direction of choosing healthier options. Does that mean never to have that chocolate again? No. I help people to find balance between life and food. So I think you found it, and it's is it sustainable, Toby? Is it something that you can do for the rest of your life?
Well, it's always a journey, and some of the things are a bit more difficult. Especially, I think what is difficult is to change eating habits that was embedded in your, I almost want to say in your character for so many decades. But at the end of the day, slowly but surely you can change. I must say, from a drinking water perspective, I think you become dependent quite quickly. So you actually become thirsty more often now. One thing about drinking water I can say is, look, we gentlemen, we enjoy praising ourselves. So in the evenings, when you take the shirt off, you stand in front of the mirror, you start showing the muscles and whatever. But one thing I've noticed is my skin, the tone of my skin, and the healthiness of your skin. I'm quite impressed, because of the water that you drink. Your skin, you can see, it's really healthy. But one thing I didn't like about your test is that, according to the ninjas, me as Afrikaner, I'm not allowed to eat lamb chops. So there you have white and black ninjas mooring each other.
That is so true. And most of the time, I actually have to do some trauma counseling.
I need trauma counseling because I can't eat lamb chops. I'm in South Africa. You can't eat lamb chops because the ninjas are assaulting each other.
Exactly. But also, I teach the people, so let's for lamb chops to a beat, is how can you boost your immune system and get your body ready for that one occasion in a year or twice a year or whenever you choose to have those lamb chops. What can you do to support your body to actually still do what you love to do? Not on a daily basis, not on a weekly basis, but just to send in extra troops, to drink more water, to sleep more, to eat more healthy. And then when you have that lamb choppy, you enjoy it. Jy vat happy for happy. And you let it melt and become part of your body so that you still enjoy it. Because the mind is a powerful thing. If you tell it, do not press the red button, what does it want to do? Press that red button. So if you tell your body, I'm never allowed to have slop chips ever again, guess what? Your body's going to retaliate and tell you, actually, slop chips. I want slop chips. I also help people to reword what they say to themselves, because your mind is so powerful and we underestimate the power of the mind.
So for the audience, you can see at the bottom here, you can see the contact details of Vanessa Botha coming up, her cell number, email address, pop her email, send her WhatsApp, ask her some questions. Don't be surprised if you get some funny emojis like aloha and who's it and all those kind of things back. As I said, energy, passion. My nickname to her is Bubbles. But okay, so to come back to MC, 5th and the 6th of August, we're having our Brace for Impact conference, HR conference. It's going to be bigger, it's going to be better. Our focus is training, education, 11 workshops over a period of 2 days. We have some specialists, CCMA commissioners coming to present. What can we expect of you? You are back as our MC. I think South Africa can't wait to see you in action again. What can we expect?
So people, you can expect a high energy, fun session. There's no yawning allowed. I'm going to rock you out of your seats, put you in uncomfortable situations so that you can accept yourself and just have fun. And something as serious as the topics that we are discussing, and it's very valuable in your life. In between, I'm going to re-energize you and just have fun and make you laugh. Because once we laugh and we have fun, our endorphin starts running. We retain information better. So I can't wait to meet each and every one of the people coming. And if you haven't booked your ticket yet, do it now. You can't wait.
The link is at the bottom. The link is at the bottom. Go there to description, click on the more there, and you'll find the link to reserve your ticket there.
Oh, and wait, before we go, and I've got my handbag that I just threw everything in this morning. And
Yeah.
I don't want to give this away, but there will be a lot of gifts and free stuff as well. So this is also, I love free stuff. I don't know about you, but I love rewards. I love free stuff. And that is just a bonus of this conference on top of what they're going to learn. So from my side, I'm going to enjoy every single moment with every single presenter and attendee that day, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
That's indeed true. Everybody gets something, not just a selected few. And people, I can tell you, Vanessa is not boring. You're going to enjoy her. She's going to energize you. You're going to walk out. If you're an HR manager or a business owner, you may be depressed walking in there, but you'll walk out shining, motivated, encouraged. And I think there will be like a new chapter in your life moving forward. But anyway, Vanessa, it was great having you with us. I've enjoyed the outfit. You on the way to the gym with a little bit of a, I don't know what you call that mix there to your left-hand side, that cocktail there. Mocktail. There you go. So if you guys want to know about the healthy living, send the WhatsApp or the email. Anyway, thank you so much, Vanessa. Enjoy the rest of your day and see you at the conference. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Toby. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. There you are, people. Thank you for joining us this week on It Is Chaile Time. And I really hope to see you at the conference on the 5th and the 6th of August 2025. If you have not booked yet, click on the description below. There's a word there. I think it is more. Click on it. You will find the link. Just click on there and reserve your seat. Get your employer to sponsor you. If you're an HR manager or operations manager or a business owner, you can sponsor yourself. But this is a not to miss conference. Highly educational, 11 workshops, teaching on a broad spectrum of human resources topics from recruitment, employment equity, skills development, health and safety, the Labor Relations Act, organizational rights, the basic conditions, not to be missed. And the best part is you get a certificate, and don't forget all the goodies, the free stuff. It's wonderful. See you there. Bye-bye.